Hello, my mutineers. This is Mutiny Motorsport. This is season 12, and this is the Formula Inter car that we are racing. The drivers know where they are this weekend already. This was the track ball given to them, and about 15 minutes before the sprint race, they got to know where we are, and we are at Hockenheim, short B, and that provided a lot of action. First of all at the front, and at the back, and then in the middle, and then again at the front. No previous winners, really. I don't want to spoil the sprint for you. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't watched it. But if you are joining us, you just know, if you have to watch the sprint, you know who won that. You know who won that, and they're in third place. Sorry for the spoilers. So comes some first place, Garrett O'Brien. Great qualifying there in seconds. TTR in third. Shattered Compass in fourth position. Viltec in fifth. Debug in sixth. J-Rook in seventh. Orange in eighth. Bumblebee ninth. RT 10th, Leclerc 11th, Maxi in 12th position. And you know, the feature race, they're all earning the spots that they qualified in. That is the importance of doing it right. On lap one of the grid, you can actually see a little bit of snow there. So there was a bit of a mistake. We're not going to talk about it really, that the weather in the sprint may have been slightly incorrect. Don't worry about that. This is the formation lap, and this is the true weather. So you know what the great thing is? If you saw the sprint, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. Just watch the weather when it comes up on the top left-hand side of your screen. Track temps 13 degrees. Oh, yeah. It's a little cool out there. Air temp only 12. And we're on board with Debug here, who did not get much of a race in the sprint, as he comes alongside Viltec, and they're all going to be happy that they get to reset, have the cars refixed, and they're on their way down the start-finish straight right now, and it is go, 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 go. As you look at fifth place, coming to the inside of TTR, I think that is Viltec, and it's three wide, it's not going to work. TTR and Shattered Compass touch as Viltec breaks to put on the brakes from the inside, having to jam on the brakes, and everyone now sort of finds their new positions as they have to go around that incident. And how bad is the damage? I don't think it is that bad at all. The cars seem to still be going, but TTR out wide, can't seem to stop the car. Maybe there is a little something there, and that looks like Orange way down the back, finally in the right livery. This is Garrett O'Brien now we're on board with, looking at Kumsum right ahead of him, and already on mode attack. This car will feel different, and you can see the back already sliding out. The tyres are cold, track is cold. This won't feel the same as they've just been to from the balmy temperatures. And now Shattered Compass in fifth place. This is looking good. Looking like a good start for him. Despite the crash, he has recovered pretty well. Oh no, and that is TTR at the back. So he had the worst start. That wasn't Orange. I forgive you, Orange. Sorry, Orange, for saying that. He's up in seventh position. He is right now the lead Orange driver. And this is Kumsum out in front. Can he start to stretch his legs as Debug and Garrett O'Brien are side by side as they go across? Debug takes the outside, and Garrett O'Brien takes the very, very inside of that as TTR left and right round the outside. And that is Maxi forcing him right the way to the edge. They are fighting for position here. They did it before. And TTR gets through maybe into the braking zone of turn 2 as the sun glistens off the car. It looks absolutely gorgeous there on these skins. If you don't know what these skins are, go and look down in the comments. The people, the mods who make these skins, make the game. So many drivers put them right in the seat that they want to be in, where their heroes raced once before. And there was a little bit of action just going on back there, and it is pretty tight between the top 7 or so. Yeah, to Orange, only 3 seconds, as that is J-Rook looking up the inside of Viltec. Viltec going right the way down the outside, down into 6th position, losing that position, I think. And here is Orange's view of it. No, Viltec down the inside. Whoa! Orange with a great save. Was going to move in where Viltec was, and then decided to just give us a bit of Tokyo Drift instead, getting used to the weather out there. It is cold. It is frosty. You did see the snow on the ground. So here is Garrett O'Brien. Sun glistening off his visor. He's been hounded by Debug behind him, and he's trying to put the pressure on Kumsum in front of him, and it's only 1.3 seconds for these front 3. That is tight. And there you get to see them, how much 1.3 seconds looks like in these cars. And here we are at the back, and this is an even less gap. This is 1.4 seconds behind. Oh, Maxi. No, it's even less. It's 0.4 of a second, sorry. Back to Leclerc. I was going to say, Leclerc is right up his chuff there. Maxi and that Jaguar are having to do something special there. And Leclerc, we know, has the patience game in mind. As we're back on board with Shattered Compass, up into 4th place. Good recovery drive from him so far after that collision with TTAR in T1. Not too much lost for Shattered Compass there. And Viltec behind in 5th had a bit of a reprieve thanks to J-Root going wide and Orange having a bit of a sideways moment. So Shattered can breathe a little bit, focus on the car in front and see if his pace, which is looking good. Look at the lap time. Viltec 110, Shattered 111, Debug 112, Garrett Bryan 111, Kumsum 110. They are in a bit of a pyramid there, and the slowest one there is Debug. Sorry, my friends. Sorry, Debug. I just had to say it, but it's true. You're 2 seconds slower than the guy 2 cars in front of you. You've got to mash that foot through bulkhead. Get that car moving. What can you do? And now he's got Shattered Compass right behind him. Smooth motion from the steering wheel there from Shattered. Just one smooth arc. You can see his little hands in the rear, inside the cockpit there. There you go. You can see them picking out. Hello, these are my hands. I'm Shattered. And by the way, I like that race. Debug is going to have to work for it. This is the podium he needs. This is the podium he needs for that championship chance, as we see a car going really wide in the background there. I think that might be TTAR. He's got through. He's up into 8th position. Yeah, as we're on board with Viltec, really needs these points as well. And he has got a Shattered Compass in the way. Only 0.4 quicker though. And everyone's responded. Everyone's a 110 now. It's just the small gaps in between. The fastest one of the lot was Viltec. So Viltec being pulled along by the slipstream and also pushed back by Shattered Compass. And he will see that Shattered Compass has gone wide there and try and take advantage. Can he make his way through? He is kind of willing himself along there. Willing himself along in the Williams. And you can see the team name there just underneath with this beautiful graphic right center bottom. Williams P5 right now, looking at half a second, 0.42 of a second to the car in front. As we go on board with Orange, what's going through his head right now? Well, don't spin here like you did earlier. Get the car all sideways. A little bit of understeer maybe in that car, a lot of steering lock, not much steering going on. As we're back on board with the battle of the moment. Whoa! And down the inside, what a chink! Great move down the inside. Is Shattered going to be brave enough to hold it off around the outside? Yes, he is, but he's not going to make it stick. And Viltec is through. What a move! Viltec was sick of being held up there. And now let's see if he can make his way down the road and catch Debug. The lap times are also similar between these top lot. And cutting it as much as you dare. You can see Shattered Compass having to make small corrections there on the wheel. Look how straight that wheel is for such a right-handed corner. At speed and brakes. You can see the G-force as the car moves in front and the cam moves back. Oh. And there's fighting with the camber there. You can see both of them working really hard for this position there for 4th place. And the most experienced driver on the grid goes up with someone challenging really for their first title. And that is Viltec. And you can see how close it is. And up front, Kumsum is not quite running away with this yet. This pace is not quite like blisteringly disappearing down the road. And Shattered Compass taking the wide line, trying to carry all the speed he can into this. And look at these micro corrections. You can see Viltec get a little bit sideways on throttle there. That is 0.6 of a second. It does look like Viltec just has the small edge here. As we come into lap 8, it is Kumsum leading ahead of Garrett Bryan. Debug is keeping that 3rd place now. You got my message loud and clear and found the bulkhead. found the end of the cockpit with his foot and is pushing it all the way through. Viltek in 4th place. This is the battle we've been watching, and Shattered not giving up that 4th place very much. J-Rook in 6th, Orange in 7th, TTR in 8th position, not seemingly gaining really very much on his teammate Leclerc, Maxi, RT. They're only 35 seconds between the top 11. And then we have Bumblebee, who I think has retired. Yeah, 12th place in the pits. And there looks like an incident. Car number 8, J-Rook stationary. Car number 8, yeah, J-Rook. So TTR up into 7th. J-Rook must have had a huge moment there. Now we got Debug, maybe just starting to really take that message quite seriously, as Garrett O'Brien is starting to fall back now. All it takes is a couple of laps where you're just half a tenth here, half a tenth there, quarter of a second because of a slide like that. And Debug now is the one applying the pressure, just like Shattered Compass is behind them onto Viltek. And these Williams aren't running away with this. They're having to work hard. That 2nd position and 4th position are not being gifted to them right now. As it looks in the background, we can see TTR and Orange starting to occupy the same piece of tarmac. Their lap times, those top 5 are really in a league of their own. They're all in the 110s really. Just Garrett O'Brien slightly slower that lap. And Shattered Compass, what are they going to do as they cross the line? 10-5, 10-9, 10-9. 10-9, 10-9. Wow, thanks for the consistency, guys, making my job easier. This is Debug now, in 3rd position, but thinking I want that 2nd position. That would be lovely. Lovely jubbly for my championship. Garrett, I need you out of the way, but Garrett's also thinking the same thing and wanting that one from Kumsum, but now we're starting to see just those small tenths of a second that Kumsum is able to put on the rest of the field. And you think sometimes, maybe you think you sat in that car behind, you're thinking, is that guy like towing me along the straights? Am I gaining a bit of speed from there? But am I losing in the corners? Am I just better generally? Those are all the thoughts going through your head. Can I get him out of this corner? What do you think I'm going to get? Braking zone. Right, let's have a look. A Shattered Compass looks down the inside. Just shows his white tipped nose. Yeah. Into Viltek's mirrors, reminding him that he's there, and it's really so close, 0.3 of a second. And now the driver behind him is TTR in 6th position. He's got past his teammate. So now, can he catch up onto the back of this group and recover his way? There is a big old gap. There's only like 6.5 seconds way back. You can see him in the distance there trying. The lap times don't seem to suggest that he's quite quick enough. Just a few tenths off. You can see 11s for TTR. For the rest of the group, it's 10s, maybe just an 11 for Debug there. And Shattered Compass still going through this motion of being like, I lost that position, but I am just as fast as this guy. Starting to calm down a little bit. The gap's just opening up a fraction. It is lap 11. It is still 13 degrees, medium cloud. If you don't know where I'm getting this information from, top left of your screen, weather forecast, 3 kilometers an hour wind. It is dry. It is chilly. These tires are not generating maximum grip, but they're also probably not overheating at all, so you can force them a little bit. And you can see Shattered getting the car out sideways just on top of that slippy concrete on the edge. And there you can see the dip and the camber just trying to take the car away from where you want it to be, and the car going sideways. That car is not balanced at all. I don't think these cars are ever balanced, to be fair. You might think of them as horrible little pigs. These cars, they are really nasty to drive, and you have to be at 10 tenths to get the most out of them, and that is what all these drivers are. You can see there's not one standout here. Just Kumsum, just slowly getting away from the groups by a couple of tenths. You got to think he's probably getting the maximum out of that car in these conditions. Debug's still in 3rd place. This is the tightest gap right now I can see. Just 9 tenths in it. And this is such a difficult track to overtake. There's only a couple of spots and you really need an advantage on the car in front. You need a mistake. Throttle pickup nice and early. Like that through the S. lets off the throttle. You can see him just tinkering the steering the whole way, using that sausage curve as a bit of like exit barrier to hold him in place right up to the edge of the line, just like all the drivers behind him. And there we go. We can see in the background P6 TTR finally in the 10s, so matching the pace of the guys in front. Orange has lost the position to J-Rook behind. Sorry, we missed that, viewers. Sorry, we missed that one, but Orange down into 8th, J-Rook in 7th, TTR up in 6th. Leclerc in 9th. He's quite a way down. There must have been something happening there. And Artie just 6 seconds behind him, as that is the characteristic Garrett O'Brien getting the car sideways there. We've seen that in so much of his career in the Mutiny Motorsport. On throttle, power sliding, very happy with a loose rear end on exit. Most drivers tend to like maybe a bit of a loose car on entry or a loose car on exit. And Garrett is one that prefers it loose at the back on the exit of the corner. And here we go. Is it costing him time though? Let's see the lap times as they come across. 10.9, 10.1. Debug is found something there. And he is thinking, oh, I'm pretty much the quickest guy on track. Just not quite quick enough for Kumsan, but I need this Garrett guy out of the way. Garrett's down the inside. Is he slowing down? No, he is not, but he has taken a different line there. And Debug is now right in the tracks. It is less than 2/10. It's just 2/10. And Debug is thinking about it. Garrett goes defensive. That's going to cost him a little bit. Debug can carry just a fraction more speed, but actually Garrett is finding it. Look at that car go sideways, and look at him just starting to pull away. It was 0.2 into the braking zone. It's 0.7 through the exit. So Garrett, forgive me. Your loose backside is working for you. 0.5, so now tricky right-hander. You can see him counter-steering the whole way. Much smoother second corner there. Oh. He is going defensive. And he is saying that is all the signs that Debug needs to know that the pressure is piling when the car behind has to take a defensive line. And look at him, he's going sideways again. That is not faster, Garrett, I can tell you that. 0.35, 0.34, 0.33, 0.30. Here we go. Two and sideways again, 0.7. I tell you what, maybe that loose rear end is helping him just break traction and get that car rotated earlier, which means he can put his foot down sooner. Wise tricks there from Garrett O'Brien, using the car's rotation to his advantage. The driving techniques he's having to employ, kind of in his favour though, to get the smallest difference there. And that is a crucial corner as well. So employing some tactics there, not kicking any dirt up into Debug's eye on the exit, staying well within the track limits there. And these guys for second place are proving the battle is really here as Debug goes off. No! Debug just went a bit too wide and went, that was it. Touched the white line, the grass, whatever it was, and just speared himself off. And now suddenly you've got Kumsan 5 seconds ahead of Garrett O'Brien, who's just ahead of his teammate Viltec. This is turning out sunny for Williams. They're doing a great job here. They are in second and third. Debug still managed to recover up into fourth place, but now he's going to have Shattered Compass right behind him. And going from Hunter to Hunted is going to take a bit of recalibration from him. As we can see, J-Rook actually got ahead of TTR. TTR slipped back quite a number of seconds now. It was just 6 seconds, remember, and now he's something like 14 seconds. So J-Rook got in that gap. And there's a bit of a battle for sixth position there, as it is for fourth position here. Shattered getting the car all kinds of sideways. What's Debug's concentration like this lap? We know this lap is going to be slower. It is getting really slow out of that exit. I wonder if there's any damage to that car. I'm pretty sure he hit the wall and he's going backwards. Shattered is ahead. Debug down into 5th position. 116. Yeah. Where is that car gone? There we go. Oh, Debug. Maybe a little bit of damage. Maybe a little bit of retirement there. And this is Kumsam. We haven't had much of him this race. Happily plodding along in the 110s. Lap 17. He has gone as we're on board with TTAR. Up into now, I guess because of Debug's retirement, he's up into 6th and now fighting for 5th. Round the outside of J-Rook. Is he going to brake later as well? He is. J-Rook. Whoa, a bit of a tap. As they go for the same piece of tarmac and it does not work. I wonder if there's any damage to those two. TTR have been through the walls here. Collision with Shattered Compass. Made his way back up into 6th. Had a bit of a spin, it seems. Back down and then up again and a little bit more collision. It didn't look too bad for either driver though. As we're on board, it comes up, and that is rain, top left of your screen. Is that going to be enough time to actually change the track? Can't see it changing right now. Whoa! No! It's come some. That looks like a disconnect. Oh no! Oh no! It's Garrett O'Brien is suddenly cheering himself on, going, "How did this happen? I'm in the lead. Hey, Ma." That definitely looks like it is a disconnect. Oh, that is heartbreaking for Kumsam there. That is absolutely heartbreaking. And there we go, falling down the order. As Garrett O'Brien now has an opportunity to make the most of this. Teammate just behind him. Will his teammate give him grief? Or will his teammate let it ride and just say, you know what, first and second ain't bad for the team today. And Shattered Compass up into 3rd, TTR up into 4th position after the messy start. J-Rook up into 5th, Orange up into 6th. Kumsam just falling and falling and falling. Disconnects hitting him so hard this season. This is not it's not how it wants to go. It's not how it wants to go at all. And there is J-Rook following TTAR. Not quite the closest battle. I think the closest battle is these two. Thank you very much, director. That is not J-Rook and a Williams. That is Viltec and a Williams. Yep, thank you very much. Traffic. And that is 0.8 of a second. That's what it looks like. Williams versus Williams for the title. And Williams versus Williams on track. They help each other so much, and Garrett O'Brien has that car sideways every time I look at him. He is wrestling that thing. Kind of reminds me of Kumsam last season. What were we calling him? Like the naked porn star who wrestles a bear or something. This is what Garrett O'Brien is looking like. Wrestling that car absolutely everywhere and trying to break the slipstream. Is that costing him more time? No, his teammate follows him, trying to get every ounce of speed that he can. Running right the way to the edge of the track, using all of that green. Will they calm it down? They are not calming down. This is a 110.9. So Shattered Compass up into 3rd position, but this is the battle for 4th. This is TTR versus J-Rook, and again they're battling just as hard. Times aren't quite as quick. J-Rook really on the butt here. And TTR going right the way up the inside, trying to cut the track as much as possible, shorten that line as he cuts through the inside, and J-Rook tucking up behind. There is not much downforce on these cars, but when you get in slipstream there is even less. And the slipstream is quite powerful there as TTR goes wide. Is this going to cost him? Well, the gap is down to half a second now on exit. Keeping his foot flat, both of them, you can hear the engine scream. Brake hard, brake hard, brake hard. Is that just the smallest bit of rain we can see? Maybe. J-Rook. Their lap times are pretty identical. just 0.6 of a second between them, 0.2 of a second in terms of lap time. Let's see what it's like this time. TTR with a little bit of a mistake, remember. 11-0, 11-0. This is as close as it gets, guys. This is the battle for fourth place. Who wants it more? That is the real question. Garrett Bryan ahead of Viltec. That's 0.8 of a second, and 0.6 of a second is this gap. So we don't know which one to follow. So here's Viltec in Patrese car. In the number 6. Brakes hard, feeds the car in. You can see Garrett again a little bit sideways. Hear the rumble of the curbs as they go over left, then right, then another right. You got to feed it in gently. And again, Garrett's car just squirming around. Viltec's looks way more planted. And there we go, over the line. It is dry, but you can start to see a few drops. It's saying dry in the little forecast screen, but actually, there's a couple of drops under that cloud. I don't know if this rain is going to be intense enough, but it is trying. And this is as close as it's been, 0.2 of a second. It's going to keep dropping, 0.19, 0.2, 0.24. No, Viltec is bleeding off the throttle, trying not to lose any speed, making his teammate take that tighter line, but it seems to be working for Garrett. He had it work against Debug, but this time Viltec is right there with him. He has not gained the advantage he was seeing with Debug, and he might have to think of another way around it. That brain may have to recompute the line. Maybe he just might stick with it and say, you know what, it's worked so far, let's keep doing it. And it's 0.42 behind. That is nothing, less than half a second. How many decisions do you make in your regular life in less than half a second that have any importance, really? Maybe just a few. And here it is, every single corner, every single lap. You're rebalancing the car, adjusting, feeling where the grip is, knowing when to brake, knowing when to accelerate, feeling the car. This is a great drive from these two right now. There is not much between them as we go back to J-Rook, and it is about a second. And you can see him just catch the gravel just a little bit, just starting to fall away. And that is, got to be hard for J-Rook to take. But he is not letting off the pressure. And again, you can just hear Viltec just bleed off the brake, and Garrett Bryan just fixated on that line. So am I. What a line choice he's getting there to rotate the car early, but it's putting him out wide there. Viltec using less of the track here, faster through the apex, down into the heavy braking zone, 0.39 of a second. Use that camber. It's brief and it's aggressive. And there is that looks like a Jaguar off the track. That is Maxi, the only Jaguar on track. So go back on board with Viltec, 0.46 of a second. There is nothing to put between these two, and they are racing. This is not hanging around. This is not bringing it home. These guys have their foot flat, and they're doing the best that they can. Garrett as wide as it can go. I don't think Viltec has any more track limits left. It is lap 24 of the half-an-hour race, so there is not much left of this. Be another less than 5 minutes, you got to say, of this half-an-hour race. And there is Shadow Compass in the pits. What is going on? So TTR is up into third, J-Rook up into fourth. As Shadow Compass, is he pitting for tyres? Is he pitting for fuel? Did he not put enough fuel in that car? Has he got a problem? Did he crash? We didn't see. What we can see is Viltec absolutely giving it everything, and this is a lot of pressure to put on your teammate. And say, look, I want this championship as much as you do. I'm not going to do anything stupid, but I'm also not going to let off the burner. I'm going to keep it at, let's put it at 9 out of 10, shall we? I may not show my nose half as often as I want, but I'm still just not going to let you let off the throttle. And they are going again. What's the lap time this time round? 11.3, 11.2. That is pretty identical from last time. By touching the curb, Garrett gets the car a little sideways, right the way to the edge of the track. He is forcing that car. That car is not doing what it wants, and look at them both getting the car sideways. Garrett's driving style really coming forward with this car, and seemingly so right now. It is working for him. You work it, boy. Show him what you got. And here is J-Rook behind TTR, and now he's thinking, oh, podium, that could be on the call. That could be on the cards today. And that will be great news for J-Rook as we're into the final minutes of this race. This is Garrett O'Brien, lap 25, Viltec in second, TTR in third, J-Rook in fourth, Shattered Compass in fifth, out of the pits, just ahead of Orange. Can he stay ahead of Orange? Was that a quick splash and dash? Leclerc in seventh, RT in eighth, Maxi in ninth. 10 is Kumsam, who has retired from the race, Debug in 11th, who is retired, and Bumblebee in 12th, who also retired right at the beginning as Garrett O'Brien comes round the final corner. Taking that inside line. Maybe got one lap left in them. There cannot be much left, and they are both going for it. Look at him go. The hustling Viltec goes to force him down the inside, and Garrett O'Brien and Mansel's car, being El Leone, is fighting like a lion to keep his position and trying to assert just a tad bit of dominance over his teammate, going, look buddy, I got this position, I qualified up here, don't take this away from me, I will fight you tooth and nail. And look how close they are, 0.3 of a second as they come through that corner. What could have been, and J-Rook with a 1:10.8, fastest guy in the top in the field right now. That is pretty quick, and Viltec still not giving up as they're coming into the final corners of this race. It's gotta be. It has gotta be. And Garrett O'Brien is thinking, when will this pressure end? When will this pressure end? As we see J-Rook and TTR side by side, it looks like a move is going on as Viltec comes around to the final corner. It does not look like he's gonna take it. And he follows him all the way to the line. Garrett O'Brien wins. I think his teammate just didn't fight him on that final corner, but here we go. Here's J-Rook just behind TTR. Car has to move out the side. That is Maxi, and this is pretty damn close. This is about as close as it gets. Their foot's a flat. TTR is coming around, and he gets it. J-Rook in fourth. Garrett O'Brien with the win. Teammate riding alongside, going, you know, respect there, brother. Game sees game as we ride on board with Garrett, thinking, wow, yeah, I just won that. Yeah, it wasn't nice that, you know, Kumsam disconnected, but that's part of the game. That is absolutely part of the game, and that's why we don't have some sort of mechanical failures in the mutiny, because real life failures are so real. And here we go. Garrett O'Brien, 18 fanciful points for you, sir, as his anthem plays in the background, ahead of Viltec with fastest lap. That is a great compensation prize. TTR in third position. Who would have thought after that crash at the start? J-Rook in fourth. So close there, J-Rook, so close. Shattered Compass up to fifth. What happened in the pits, we'll never know. Orange in sixth, Leclerc seventh, RT 8th, Maxi 9th, and the last finish at 4 points. So there was some, you know, there was some DNFs here. Look at this, Kumsam, Debug, and Bumble. Fastest lap, as we said, went to Viltec. Driver of the J, J-Rook, like all day, just battling it out, absolutely giving it everything. You have to put your hands together for driver of the day. Done. Is it time to breathe yet, guys? What's coming up? What's it going to be? It is the driver's standings, and Garrett O'Brien, 90 points, 2 wins, 1 second place, 1 pole, 6 events. That's what it gets you. Viltec in second position, and there is so little between these two. Debug in third, Kumsam in fourth. What could have happened today, huh? What could have happened? Shattered Compass in fifth position, Nate in sixth. TTR slowly climbing his way up the order there in seventh position. Alex started the season so strong. Alex, if you're watching, where the hell did you go, buddy? Orange in ninth, matching points with John, just ahead of Leclerc in 11th. Then you've got Old Boy, 28 points, RT, 26 points, Rodders, 25. Where are you, Rodders? Where the hell are you? NDF in the 15th with 24 points, J-Rook 16th with 22 points, and then you got the back runners here, the back markers here, Maxi, Bumble, Cloning, and Crack a Cold One. Just a few points there. A good result could really separate it for these guys. And the team standings, well, you've got to say Williams are really running away with this. 4 wins, 3 second places, 3 fastest laps, and a pole. flying, 177 points. Jordan just cannot, with a single driver really at the helm there. Where's Nate? Backing up his teammate. Jordan just being carried alone. Lotus in third. What a start they had and what a team they were, but just not seemingly turning up to races or disconnecting. McLaren in fourth. Arrows in fifth. ADM in sixth. Seventh is Sauber. Eighth is Jaguar. Ninth is Renault and Ferrari with 5 points. So that's respectable for those two. Big rookies there, and they got some points on the cards. This is incredible driving. Thank you so much for joining us with the mutiny, guys. That is unbelievable. What a season we're having so far. Like I said, we got race 7 coming up. There is an 8th race as well this season, so still 4 more events that could change the entire order of this. Who is going to win this championship? We do not know yet. We will find out very shortly. Thank you so much. If the video is up already, go click season race 7 sprint, and let's go see how this story unfolds, huh? See you then.